Hello, I'm John McAllister with the John McAllister Sports Report. Today, going a little bit different sport, different coaching level, but he's from my hometown. Trent Howard graduated from Upper Sandusky, went on to school, got his degree, did some different things, and now he's gotten back into coaching a few years ago, and now he's the assistant coach at Fairmont State. I think it's really, really cool that anytime small town guy can go and fulfill his dreams and be driven, I think it's huge. Don't know Trent, know his dad and mom a little bit, so it's exciting for me. I'm going to learn about a guy from Upper Sandusky that I didn't really know about in the past. So if you'll sit back and enjoy my podcast with Trent Howard, assistant basketball coach at Fairmont State. Thank you. Like I said in the intro today, my guest is from Upper Sandusky, and he's an Upper Sandusky alum. And Trent Howard, how are you?
I'm doing well, John. How are you?
Good. You basketball coach. Tell me right now what you're doing as far as your profession.
So I'm an assistant basketball coach at Division II Fairmont State.
In West Virginia, right?
Correct. Yeah. Started at the University of Akron. I don't know if we're going to get into this, but started at the University of Akron.
We will. Okay. So at Fairmont State, it's in West Virginia. It's a Division II school. So help us out with what Division II school really means.
Yeah. So it's obviously a little bit different than Division I. The main thing is from a scholarship standpoint. So with athletic scholarships, the Division I's have 13 scholarships, and they just upped it to actually 15 full scholarships.
Wow.
Where at the Division II level, we can have at most 10, what is equivalent to 10 full scholarships. So not all Division II schools have the 10, and then you can kind of mix and match between your academic and athletic scholarship to put packages together for some of these prospective student athletes. So that's the main difference is the scholarship standpoint from Division I to Division II.
Okay, real quickly, you're in the same Division II as Ashland, Tiffin.
Yep.
I mean, you're not in the same conference or anything, but that's the level you are at playing.
Yep. Ashland, Tiffin, Finley.
Right.
Yep, that's the main Ohio. Walsh and Canton. Those are the main Division IIs in Ohio.
That would help.
College.
Right. That kind of gives people here in Upper Sandusky an idea. So you're at you play at the same level as those schools do, right? Sure. Okay. Do you get up here? Do you get up in Ohio much or not?
Sometimes in the summer for recruiting. Early fall, I'm able to get there. We can only go 5 days a week in the fall in our preseason. So I'm able to get back to Ohio a little bit, whether I'm recruiting in Columbus. There's a big summer event up at Sandusky at the Cedar Point Sports Complex up there.
You go there.
Yeah. So a couple of times here and there in the summer.
That's huge. We may talk about that if we get time. Okay. Now let's go back. Hometown Upper Sandusky. Tell me a little bit about Upper Sandusky. Hometown, coming from here, played basketball here. What are I call them scrapbook times. What are some of your scrapbook moments from Upper Sandusky?
I mean, just growing up with the friend group that I have, in my class, I was really close with 4 or 5 guys. I could name them off, but we did everything growing up from really first grade. I think I met a lot of them when we started playing basketball at the youth level, and just really stuck with that group all the way through, middle school and high school. Here and there, a lot of them went to Ohio State. I went to Akron. Some went to OU down in Athens. But yeah, it's just growing up in Upper. It was a small town. It's really all I've ever known. Now that I've moved away, I've seen there's There's more outside of Upper Sandusky, but I loved my upbringing. There's nothing I would change growing up in Upper
Well, I bet when
Sandusky.
you get old enough to retire, you may even think about coming back here sometime, maybe. Maybe.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, when you retire a long time from now. Okay, tell me about basketball. You played basketball, obviously. Tell me about the basketball here when you played.
Yeah, so I came in as a freshman, played on the freshman team, a little bit of JV. Keith Diebler was the head varsity coach at that time for 1 year, and then Shane Adams took over from there, and I played for Shane
Oh,
3 years
okay.
once Keith Diebler.
That helps me a little bit. Okay, now let's talk about, I'm so appreciate you because you've taken the right path to get where you are. Okay, you've worked yourself up. Tell me about tell me about your coaching preparations now to
As
get
far as
where
how I
you
got
are.
into the industry,
Yeah, when first of all, you weren't going to do that, were you? I read some things about you. Weren't you in business or CPA? I mean, you had pretty good. You grad. Now let's cut to. I know this. I had researched it. Okay, you got pretty good grades coming out of college, right? You hear me?
yeah. So I went in. My undergrad was in political science. Yeah, you're cutting out a little bit, but can you hear me
Okay.
all right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
You can hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I started at the University of Akron, political science major. Thought maybe I wanted to be an attorney or go to law school, maybe a politician. And then was just a traditional student for my freshman year. Reached out this summer going into my sophomore year to the men's basketball program, to the director of operations there, asked if, I could potentially get back into basketball, as a student manager. And so I went as a student manager that following fall, my sophomore year. Was a manager, was a practice player, a scout team guy, helped out in the office for 3 years under Keith Dambrot, and then he ended up leaving to take a job after my senior year at Duquesne in Pittsburgh. But John Gross got the head job at Akron, and he kept me on as a GA, and that's kind of where it all started. And now I'm at the Division II level and enjoying it every day.
That's really, really good. Just a little sidebar there. The head basketball coach at Michigan. Now, he's old, but he got his start as a manager at Indiana under Bobby Knight. So you've worked your way up. You've seen a lot of different things, right? I mean, I think that's really good. You didn't start on third base. You still worked your way up. So it's good. So what got you into coaching?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Why coach?
I think what got me into coaching, I think the people that coached me growing up had a major impact. Shane Adams was very, instrumental in my upbringing at the high school level. And I think just the leadership aspect, and then really going back to elementary school when Scott Elker was the head coach. I was, good friends with his son Trey, his oldest son Trey, and so they moved away to Jackson Center. But just looking up to basketball coaches, it seemed like they're really good leaders, and it's just something that stuck with me. And then when the Dieblers came through, I mean, that really was something special. I was in the fourth grade when Jake Diebler was a senior, John was a sophomore, and I think that success that Upper Sandusky had in basketball at that time, and I was growing up and learning at that time, I think it had a big impact on me more than I probably acknowledge.
Wow. Trent, I thought you were older than that. You're just a kid yet. Young guy. You talked about how you got there. You talked about your early years. Now let's talk about a typical day for you in season, because I think it's so important that people realize just how much time basketball or football takes away, how much time you spend. And I think I have tremendous respect for coaches in the college level. Football coaches are they're really what I know, but basketball has to be the same thing. So tell me a typical day today. What have you done today? And this is kind of off season. What have you done today?
Yeah, so off season is a little bit different than in season. Today we had an early practice because we're on fall break from an academic standpoint on this Friday. So we were able to do an early practice today. We had a 10:30 practice. Usually we're at 1 o'clock practice. Today we went at 10:30. But before that, I was in the office and I did academic meetings with. We split the team up. I take more of the big guys down low and some of the wings, and I cover their academics. Make sure all assignments are getting turned in. Making sure they're getting to class. So I met with about 4 or 5 guys today before practice. We did a little pre-practice planning with the coaching staff, and then we executed our practice plan there at 10:30. We went for about 2 hours today, and then we're coming back. Guys are going to lift at 12:30, and then we'll have film with them from an individual standpoint. So I'll do small groups or individual film today with them after their lift. So it's pretty full day. Usually getting in the office 7:30 or 8, and then put in a full day, and we try to get back home by 5 or 6. That way the head coach, he has some younger ones that are in sports. So not all college coaches, not all head coaches are getting out of the office at 5 or 6.
No.
At the Division I level, especially in season, there's some late nights, early, and sometimes early mornings.
Late nights. Tell me about in season.
In season, a lot of opponent scouting, and it depends on who your boss is, who the head coach is.
Right.
This head coach in particular is really big on opponent scouting. So we do a really deep dive into our opponent that week. So if we play on a Wednesday, usually I'm using a little bit of Saturday, but mainly Sunday and Monday to really watch. I try to watch 3 or 4 games of our opponent, as well as some personnel edits. So some personnel video of who they have on their team. That way our guys are familiar with who they need to guard. So we do a lot of opponent scouting. Academics are a constant, so we never can take our foot off the gas on making sure guys are submitting assignments, going to their tutoring, going to classes, and then as well as practice and film. So,
yeah. And like you said, if it's sometimes wee hours of the morning, but come back or late nights and come back at 7:30 in the morning, right? You don't.
Oh yeah.
Well, I just think that's so important, because really the average person doesn't know that. They may think they do, but they don't. How much time you coaches spend. And like I said, I applaud you guys. Okay, now let's go to the flip side of that. Tell me about the family.
Yes, we just welcomed our second little one back in May. We had one back in September of 2023. So we have a 2-year-old and we have a 5-month-old. So we have our hands full. My wife does a phenomenal job. I try to help out as much as I can when I'm home. But that's been good to have those 2 kids, because it really, really changes, you as a person and really your aspirations. I'm more family focused than I was before them. So it's been good. It gives you a nice retreat away from the office and something to come home to, and gives you more purpose. So it's been great.
Exactly. And you must have a great wife.
She's phenomenal.
But you spend a lot of time away.
Yep.
And it's so much more important. I always think I only spent 1 year at a small college, but it's quality time versus quantity time.
That's correct.
It's just a quality time. Okay, let's go. Is she from Upper Sandusky?
No, so I'd have met her at my first full-time job. I was down at Concord University in Athens, West Virginia.
Yeah.
Princeton, West Virginia is about 15, 20 minutes from there. And she was a local girl from Princeton, West Virginia. We met there.
Is that near Huntington, Princeton?
No, so Princeton's down in the southern part of the state, and Huntington's more northwest.
Yeah, for sure. Huntington's right. Well, kisses Ohio. I mean, it's right up against Ohio. Yeah. Okay, now a couple more things and we'll be done. Okay, I won't keep you. This is your advice time, and you've experienced a lot at a young age. What advice would you give to young players, 4th, 5th, 6th grade? What would you tell them? Junior high.
Fundamentals. Learn the fundamentals. Ball handling, footwork. Now the game has changed. Shooting is at an all-time high.
3 pointers, waves.
Yep, and everyone's got to have it. So fundamentals is the biggest thing, learning to play the right way and learning to play really, really hard every time that you play. I think those are 4 or 5 things that I would instill in my young ones coming up through the game. It starts with fundamentals, and you don't need to be great at everything, especially at our level. If you can be really good at a couple things,
Wow.
you're going to be wanted and valued at this level. So some guys shoot, some guys drive, some guys rebound, some guys are really good at setting screens. If you can do something really good in a certain area, you're going to be valued.
That's really good. That's interesting. Okay, let's go to high school. What do high school kids and players pretty much the same thing?
Yeah, fundamentals. Once again, playing the right way, not doing something you're not great at. Play to your strengths, and finally play really hard.
Play hard.
And you never know who's watching. I could watch, especially nowadays, I could watch a full game on YouTube from 6 months ago.
Right.
So it doesn't matter who's in the gym at the time. With video nowadays, I can always access really anything that I want. So play the right way, play hard, and I think everything.
I know that Trent in football. I mean, kids do highlight films, which I encourage, highlights, but from Huddle. But I also tell them the coach is going to see every game you play.
Yeah.
Like in basketball, you're going to see if you're looking at a player. I totally believe what you just said too about you don't know who's watching. You don't know who's watching you, and but with Huddle and Huddle, it's in football. I don't know what you guys have, but it's always there. It's always there. I mean, you got push a button and you can watch a game. I mean, that's really, really good. Okay, what about kids or players that it's so hard to be a Division I player, but what about kids that want to go to college and play? What do you tell them?
Have good grades. So academics is important at our level because, like I mentioned earlier in the podcast, we can put together an academic package and an athletic package from a scholarship standpoint. So the better your GPA, the more money you can get from the university academically, the better it is for us. Like the cheaper we can get you, the better. So have good grades, have a good GPA, and it'll open up a lot of opportunities for you.
Well, I just told a youngster or a player the other day, I said, I don't care what they tell you, better grades mean more money. Better grades means more money. And that's very, very true, almost at every level. Even, they work those, people think they're getting a full-time athletic scholarship. No, they're not. I mean, they're getting other things. It's not just on athletics, in a lot of different ways.
Right.
Okay. High school coaches. You've seen it. What do you tell high school coaches? You're speaking at a clinic right now, and what are the first things you're going to tell high school coaches?
In regard to coaching basketball?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Coaching basketball or working with kids, anything with that. Yeah, be a better coach.
Just have an identity. Don't try to be something that you're not. I would tell high school coaches to learn as much as you can. No one knows everything when they first come in. You learn as you go. So attend clinics, watch basketball games outside of just your own team. You can pick up on a lot of things. Like anything in the game of basketball right now, hardly any of it's original. Every coach in America is stealing it from somewhere. So
it's the same way in football and probably all sports. But nothing. Very, very few things are original. Correct. Somebody's got them. That's so good. So true. Okay. Recruiting. Tell me about your recruiting. What do you look for, Trent? And if you're going to go see a play, well, let's start from the get-go. What do you look for in recruiting?
When I go to an event, the first thing I'm looking for is physically, can you play at this level? And a lot of that's out of your control to an extent as a high school player coming through. But there's stuff you can do. You can be in the weight room, and the biggest thing between the divisions is like Division I levels. They're athletes that hardly are ever seen. Yeah. Division II level, you can make your way at that level a little bit better, and then Division III is obviously another step down. But it's all about from the different divisions. It's all about really athleticism. But I think you can make up for that with your skill. You can make up for that with playing the right way, playing hard. So that's something I would want to know.
That's really good. I feel good you saying some of these things because I agree. Now, I think that one of the problems with football, maybe basketball too, people have this mindset that Division I, and then you drop way down to Division II. Well, Division II and Division I are closer than 3 and 2, Division II and Division III. I mean, in football, those two levels are closer. No, I'm sorry. Division I and Division II are closer than you might think, and then they drop all the way down to Division III. Because I've had guys say, "Well, he's not a Division I guy; he's either 2 or 3." Well, that's not necessarily true. I mean, there's a different level there, I think.
Yeah, I mean, being at Fairmont State, we are second all time in wins at the Division II level, so we're pretty high up there at
Right.
the Division II level. And in years past, I think it was 3 years ago, it was before I got here at Fairmont State, they went on the road to Bowling Green and beat them in an exhibition.
Yeah.
So the high level Division II teams, we're going to scrimmage a Division I team next week, Mercyhurst up in Erie, PA,
Right.
and then we're scrimmaging 2 days later. We're going to go to Northern Kentucky, Division I team in the Horizon League. So we're going to have good tests there. We think we have a really good chance to win. Obviously, we'll see. But yeah, Division II basketball and low Division I, it's a very thin margin.
I totally agree. Okay, this is the last question. What does the future hold for you, Trent? What is
I can give you my future plans, what I would like to
What
have.
are your future plans?
Yeah, I think becoming a head coach at some point would be something I'd want to do in the future. Division II level, I like the balance between work and life. Division I, they have summer workouts, which we don't at the Division II level. They travel further distances, usually by plane, and a lot more overnight trips than the Division II level. So I don't know if maybe the Division I, if it became open, but I think starting out Division II head coach, maybe a Division I assistant,
Right.
and who knows in a couple years, a couple decades, what could potentially happen.
Right.
Coaching industry is crazy, so it's ever evolving.
Trent Howard, thank you very, very much for coming and being on my show.
Absolutely, John. Thanks for having me.
It's really good. Get back to Upper Sandusky sometime. You can make sure you say hi to me or something, okay?
Okay.
I live in the same street that your parents live on.
7th Street?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
7th Street. Thanks a lot, Trent. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, John. We'll see you.